This is the Deep Dive from Global Heroes, where positive stories get the spotlight they deserve. Stay inspired by signing up for our newsletter and following us at Global Heroes across social media.
Okay, let's jump in. We've got this stack of sources you sent over, all focused on Redding, California.
That's right, yeah, a mix of stuffed travel descriptions, some local guides, really trying to get a feel for the place as, somewhere to potentially visit.
Right. And the idea for this deep dive is to kind of unpack all this, figure out the key things, the surprises maybe, that make Redding stand out, according to these materials anyway.
Well, the first thing that jumps out from the sources is definitely its location. They keep calling it the heart of upstate California.
Which makes sense looking at the map. It's right on I-5.
Exactly. And it seems like perfectly placed between a whole bunch of natural areas. You've got Mount Shasta up north, the Trinity Alps and the Trinity River out west, Lassen Volcanic National Park east,
Wow, okay.
and even mentions wineries further south. It's quite central.
So that positioning is key. What about the general vibe, the climate?
They describe it as Mediterranean. So if they've hot, dry summers, which sounds intense, but they also make a point of saying it stays like lush and green pretty much year-round.
Interesting. Sets it up for being outdoorsy, I guess.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that leads straight into this idea the sources really hammer home Redding as a base camp.
Base Camp Redding. Okay, what does that mean exactly, according to them?
It's not just, a slogan. The sources explain it as using the town itself as your starting point, your hub, to go out and explore all those places we just mentioned.
Ah, gotcha. So instead of, say, camping right inside Lassen Park, you could stay in Redding and do day trips.
Precisely. And the list of things accessible is, well, it's pretty huge. Forests, mountains, lakes you can actually swim in, state parks, national parks, dozens of waterfalls, even million-year-old caves.
Million-year-old, okay.
Yeah. And they specifically mention it's quite pet-friendly, which is interesting. Trails included.
So the big takeaway there is the sheer variety you can get to from one spot.
That's what the sources seem to emphasize. You're not just getting mountains or just a lake. You get volcanic stuff, rivers, forests, all within reach.
But it sounds like the sources don't just talk about leaving town. Redding itself has things to see.
Oh, absolutely. And this is where it gets kind of interesting, that contrast. The Sundial Bridge comes up a lot,
Right, I saw that mentioned.
described as this unique piece of architecture, part art, part engineering, and one of the largest working sundials anywhere.
That's pretty cool and different from, ancient caverns.
Totally different. And then there's Shasta Dam, another huge man-made thing.
One of the tallest gravity dams in the U.S., the sources say.
Yep. And apparently you can take tours that go, deep inside it.
So you get this mixed access to really wild, ancient nature, but also these big, modern human achievements right there.
That seems to be the appeal presented.
Right.
Wilderness and engineering marvels side by side. They even mention specific things like renting those pedal assist e-bikes on the river trail
Oh, nice.
or checking out local family-run wineries nearby.
And the sources get practical too, right? About
Yeah.
actually planning a trip.
Yeah, they do. There's this specific reward thing. If you book 2 or more nights using their website, chooseredding.com, you get instant rewards.
Rewards, like what?
Like credit you can use right away at local restaurants for rentals, theater tickets, activities. It's a direct incentive to book through them.
Okay, that's useful.
And they also point out it's not just for holidays. They pitch it for group stuff, too. Retreats, team building, even conferences, mentioning indoor and outdoor venue options.
Versatile. And they mention the pets again.
They do. Reinforce the pet friendliness, mentioning places to stay and eat that welcome pets.
So if someone listening is intrigued by all this, where do the sources suggest they go for more info?
The main hub seems to be that website, chooseredding.com. Attractions, sample trips, places to stay, what's happening seasonally, it's all supposedly there.
Okay.
Or if you want to talk to a person, they mention the Anderson, California Welcome Center right off I-5, staffed by locals, open every day.
Good to know. Is there a number?
Yep, they list 1-530-365-7150, so you can actually call and chat with someone.
So really, summing up what these sources are saying, it's kind of an open invitation, isn't it? Framing it around the experience you could have.
Yeah, focusing on the potential for adventure, the natural beauty, and this welcoming vibe they seem to push.
It's presented as this blend, a gateway to some serious nature, yes, but also a place with its own unique landmarks and practical benefits for visitors.
Makes you think, based on this material, how one place can be the jumping-off point for exploring things formed over millions of years, and at the same time be home to something like a giant modern sundial bridge or a massive dam. It's quite the combination they're describing. Thanks for listening to the Global Heroes podcast. Stay uplifted with our newsletter. Follow us on your favorite socials and experience more stories of hope in It's a Beautiful World on Prime Video.